Motivation as self-efficacy. In addition to being influenced by their goals, interests, and attributions, students' motives are affected by specific beliefs about the student's personal capacities. In self-efficacy theory, the beliefs become a primary explicit explanation for motivation. Self-efficacy is the belief that you are capable of carrying out a specific task or of reaching a specific goal. As mentioned previously, the optimal level seems to be either at or slightly above true capacity. Large discrepancies between self-efficacy and ability can create motivational problems for the individual. Motivation. Motivation refers to a desire, need, or drive that contributes to and explains behavioral changes. In general, motivators provide some sort of incentive for completing a task. One definition of a motivator explains it as a force, acting either on or within a person to initiate behavior. In addition to biological motives, motivations can be either intrinsic, arising from internal factors, or extrinsic, arising from external factors. Extrinsic versus intrinsic motivation. Intrinsically motivated behaviors are performed because of the sense of personal satisfaction that they bring. According to Edward Deci, these behaviors are defined as ones for which the reward is the satisfaction of performing the activity itself. Intrinsic motivation thus represents engagement in an activity for its own sake. For example, if comforting a friend makes a child feel good, they are intrinsically motivated to respond to their friend's distress. Extrinsically motivated behaviors, on the other hand, are performed in order to receive something from others or avoid certain negative outcomes. The extrinsic motivator is outside of and acts on the individual. Rewards, such as a sticker or candy, are good examples of extrinsic motivators. Social and emotional incentives like praise and attention are also extrinsic motivators since they are bestowed on the individual by another person. Learned helplessness and self-efficacy. If a person's sense of self-efficacy is very low, he or she can develop learned helplessness, a perception of complete lack of control in mastering a task. The attitude is similar to depression, a pervasive feeling of apathy, and a belief that effort makes no difference and does not lead to success. Learned helplessness was originally studied from the behaviorist perspective of classical and operant conditioning by the psychologist Martin Seligman. In people, learned helplessness leads to characteristic ways of dealing with problems. They tend to attribute the source of a problem to themselves, to generalize the problem to many aspects of life, and to see the problem as lasting or permanent. More optimistic individuals, in contrast, are more likely to attribute a problem to outside sources, to see it as specific to a particular situation or activity, and to see it as temporary or time-limited. Consider, for example, two students who each fail a test. The one with a lot of learned helplessness is more likely to explain the failure by saying something like, "I'm stupid. I never perform well on any schoolwork, and I never will perform well at it." The other more optimistic student is more likely to say something like, "The teacher made the test too hard this time, so the test doesn't prove anything about how I will do next time or in other subjects." What is noteworthy about these differences in perception is how much the more optimistic of these perspectives resembles high self-efficacy, and how much learned helplessness seems to contradict or differ from it. As already noted, high self-efficacy is a strong belief in one's capacity to carry out a specific task successfully. By definition, therefore, self-efficacy focuses attention on a temporary or time-limited activity the task, even though the cause of successful completion, oneself, is internal.